Hi, and welcome back to our study in Adding to Your Faith. This presentation is going to cover lesson 12 of our workbooks. So we are making our way through our study. This one is entitled Spiritual Nearsightedness, or in some translations, it reads short-sighted. So depending on which translation you're using. So we're going to go over to 2 Peter chapter 1. So if you want to get your Bibles open to that, we want to read the verse that this lesson is based on, and it's the verses that conclude Peter's thoughts here after he lists the things that we should be adding to our faith. And the purpose, as we know, we've been studying for quite a few months, is so that we can gain strength, maturity, and wisdom in our faith. We can build our faith to the point where it is going to be less vulnerable to Satan and his devices. When we keep our faith strong and we continue to grow in that, it helps us then to be better servants to God. It keeps us from falling victim to temptation. And we are definitely able to be more effective in our lives as Christians. Let's read chapter 1, 2 Peter, and let's look at verse 9. For he who lacks these things is short-sighted, even to blindness, and has forgotten that he was cleansed from his old sins. So we see Peter here mentioning, if you lack these things, and that would be referring back to verses 5 through 7, where he lists the things we are to add to our faith with diligence. If we lack them, if we fail to do what we should do in strengthening our faith, then it can lead us to being short-sighted or nearsighted in a spiritual sense. Now, physically, we understand nearsightedness is caused when the eye grows. Let's see, it says it grows too long from front to back. And instead of focusing images on the retina, the light sensitive area in the back of the eye, images are focused in front of the retina. So that's what happens to our eyesight physically. But fortunately, there is ways of correcting that when we get corrective lenses. And we have to continue to go back from time to time and have our eyes examined. And sometimes our prescription needs to be strengthened because that portion of the eye weakens over time with age. Now, spiritually, we are to be concerned about keeping our focus clear, where it is not blurry or out of focus. We don't want objects that are far away from us to be where we can't see them, where we can't focus on them as we should. As I said, physically, this happens with age or eye strain or weakness in the eye. Spiritually, this happens when our faith does not grow and it becomes weak and it can't function as it should.